And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another week of the Sparkling Tuna Cup number 31. I'm, of course, your host, Light VIP, and with me, I'm joined by my lovely plushies, as always, and I have quite a matchup for you here today. Of course, !B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at back yourselves. This is a bi-weekly open tournament to all regions, to all shapes, to all sizes, to all players, whether you be Zerg, Terran, or even Protoss. I know it's crazy, but for you today, we have a bit of a ZvZ. Let's go, Bobby. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Altitude, we have the South Korean Zerg player representing Team Abydos. It is Mondo. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Altitude, we have his opponent. We have the English Zerg player. Sometimes he's a Polish Protoss, but for the time being, he's an English Zerg representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Eva. Let's go. Un momento. So my PC is actually struggling a little bit here, so I gotta be careful. But here we go. Oh, we have found ourselves in ZvZ. It's been a while since we've been able to cast Eva in the Sparkling Tuna Cup, but he's been very active in the streaming scene. At least has been very active on his own Twitch channel, as well as the OSC King of the Hill as well. So there's been plenty of Eva out there, but here we have him once again on the casting couch on the Cranky Ducklings, and oh boy, this is going to be a really interesting one. He's going up against Mondo, who's an up-and-coming Zerg player. Would I say he's the favorite to take the entire tournament? I don't think I would go that far. But he's kind of like a dark horse. You know, I'm really curious to see how Mondo does against some of these other players from some of these other regions, like your Nicarex, your Christianers, your Evas, your Hung Monos even. I'm very curious, As of course, Mondo has been on fire recently, has been taking down some big names, and even took his first win in WTL hours ago, less than 24 hours ago, taking down Shadown in a ZVP. So really cool stuff coming out from Mondo. But now he's up against someone who's about to go full ape. Let's go, Bobby. As Eva is going to be going for a very fast Evo chamber here. He's going to be going into a +1 melee Ling Flood on Ancient Cistern on Altitude of all maps. I'm not used to saying Altitude. You know, it's a map that we don't get to see often enough. So oh boy, I am ready to see if Mondo can figure out what's going on and defend in time. He's going for his third base on time. There's also hatch gas pull from Mondo, third base. We should be seeing a Baneling as soon TM. I would hope so, as Eva is not taking a third. The third base is non-existent right now. Mondo should be recognizing this, and he should be preparing back at home for something, whether it's a two-base roach or, again, something is amiss, and Mondo is going to try and find out. He's going to be sending his Lings across the map as we speak. Shout out to the lovely Tuna, of course. Oh, it's amazing. It's beautiful. It's listening to some lo-fi hip-hop as Lings are racing across the map. But I love this from Eva. He is going for a full wall-off. We have the Roach Horn. We have the Evo Chamber. We have the Queens on hold position as well. There will be no entryway into the natural. And again, this looks kind of like two-base Roach. Kind of. Of course, we can see that we have nothing but Lings being produced, and they are banking up here in the main and in the natural. +1 melee now halfway done, and Mondo is going to be going for a fast Evo chamber of his own. We have Carapace on the way. No Bailey Nest. No Bailey Nest, no Roach Warren. We just have pure Lings from either side, but of course Eva will have more of them. And Mondo is droning. Mondo is, oh god, going into that Roach Warren, taking another gas geyser. Mondo has no idea what's going on. This should be a bit of a tell. He sees the lack of upgrades on the Evo Chamber and on the Roach Warren, and that could be for two-base Muta, or it could be for Ling Flood. It's gotta be for something, and here we go. Soon Eva is about to pull the trigger. Link speed is done. +1 melee, still a couple of seconds off. There is no wall here at the natural either. Mondo is woefully unprepared, and here we go. The Lings are flooding across the map. We're sending everything we can. Mondo, what is the plan here? Are we going to try and wall off? There we go. We're just evacuating the third base. We are completely giving up on that hatchery. The Queens are being brought forward. They're wedging themselves in between the base and the Roach Warren. We're trying to reduce all that surface area. Oh, but the Lings, they come in from the side. They come in from behind as well. Oh my god. +1 melee doing quite a lot here for Eva. He gets one Queen. He gets two of the Queens. Is it going to be enough though? The drones are drilling their hearts out. Oh. But despite that, damage is being done. Every queen fell. 10 workers as well, but 10 workers is not good enough. Thankfully, Eba did have a bit of a backup plan with that Roach Warren and that Evo Chamber. Oh, he's going to try and focus on whatever drones he can. And he will get a couple more, as looking at the install tab, 12 drones in total have fallen. But that merely evens up the worker counts. Mondo saves his third base. Lost all of his queens, unfortunately, so we are going to be lacking some injects here overall. But we have the Roach Warren, we have +1 carapace, and we can go for a Ling Roach push. We go Lings and Roaches, they are rushing across the map as we speak. Back at home, Eba's taking defensive position. I believe Eba does have the higher Roach counts. Has a couple of Lings as well to help support his army. He's got +1 range on the way, but that is not slowing it down. Mondo. And he's just going to be consolidating his army here outside the natural base. And from here, looks like Mondo, he respects that position and will back off. Eba, thankfully, is droning. He is not just making Roaches and Lings, but he's going to be saturating his third base as we speak. With that layer, we can get into Roach speed as well. Of course, Mondo will have a faster Roach speed timing. He can maybe make use of that, but for the time being, he's stuck at home, just droning, just saturating his bases, taking additional gas geysers as well, and yeah, things are kind of settling down a little bit, but I do think that Eba can have a bit of a timing here as he does move out with his Lings once again, does get an eye on the worker count, sees additional gases being taken. He knows that it is safe to not just drone, but also take a fourth base if he so chooses. So Eba's taking additional gases himself. He's getting into a 2-1 timing, and this is going to be a very crisp timing here from Eba. He is unlikely to push out before these upgrades kick in, so again, just going to be focusing on saturating all of his bases, taking his gases. Again, both players are backing off from each other, and after all said and done, it looks like Mondo has a bit of a worker lead overall. I do worry that Eba, he's like squeezing out a couple of Roaches here and there wherever he can. It is slowing down his overall saturation of his bases. Like his overall drone count is suffering as a result of all these Roaches, as he attempts to take as many of his gases as he can. He's going up to 5 gas geysers as we speak. Meanwhile, we have Mondo on 4. And here we go. Mondo has done droning. He has finished at 56. He's making nothing but Roaches, looking to hit a timing with +1 range. He's got Lings here to counterattack that base as well. So Eba is going to have a better economy. Mondo has a larger army. Oh boy. Is that going to be enough? I mean, Mondo needs to hit before this 2-1 upgrade timing. Like, otherwise Eba is going to get a little bit out of hand here. Mondo is not concerned with +2 whatsoever. Just amassing Roaches, rushing across the map with everything he has. The army has been spotted by Eba. He knows. And here we go. He's getting ready to receive. He's just pre-splitting here outside his natural. Does have eyes on the Roach army of Mondo. And it looks like with the defender's advantage, Eba should be okay. We do have a couple of Lings going for a counterattack. They're going to be able to pull away some of the Roaches of Eba. Oh, and as a result, he didn't have the best start to this fight. Meanwhile, he's still seconds away from his own upgrades finishing, as a lot of damage is being done. Yeah, the Lings and Roaches of Mondo are breaking on through, but we have reinforcements. Eba is going to be able to just barely hold on. And now it's his turn. Now 2-1 kicks in. Eba goes for a counterattack. He did lose a couple of drones, don't get me wrong, but his saturation is still looking solid, especially compared to what Mondo had earlier. Again, Mondo did kind of cut workers a little bit sooner. Now Eba can focus on his push. Oh, but he's coming in a little bit prematurely here. His army is split up, and oh, Eba's going to get punished for it. He does lose 2 to 3 Roaches. He's getting ready for a counterattack here on the right-hand side, forcing Mondo to split, and Eba... only 3 Roaches. Sorry, only 3 Ravagers. Takes 4 Ravager shots to kill an Overlord. Good damage, but no dead Overlords yet, as Eba is looking to saturate his 3 bases. Again, we should be... I'm surprised we didn't have a 4th yet from either player. Oh, there we go. Mondo now working on his 4th base, now going for his own counterattack as well. Still has the upgrade disadvantage overall, but he is outpositioning Eba a little bit. He does push up that ramp, but alas, numbers are still in favor of our Zerg player. But is able to split off enough roaches in time. But the upgraded advantage that Ebo once had is no longer there. Mondo, +2. Gonna finish up in a couple of seconds as well. Mondo has a faster 4th base, and that's not necessarily for, like, saturation, really. It's mainly for production. Just access to more lava. He's going to be able to reroute his workers so he's not too oversaturated as well. Oh, and Mondo is the first to max. Oh, this 4th base is not going to finish, and that is a cancel just in time from the side of Eba, but he's being contained to 3 bases. Both players will max out, but Eba is going to have a hard time reinforcing once he does lose a fight, or once fights or trades do happen. You see Mondo trying to push on through. Oh, a little bit of a move command there from Eba's army as well. Eba does end up holding in the end, but still, Mondo, I'm sure he's satisfied by just keeping his opponent on 3 bases. Mondo backing off, rotating over. We do have that 4th base being saturated as we speak. It's not like Mondo's been droning, he's just rotating his workers over, transferring, if you will. Making sure he has efficient mining going on. Eba's going to try and go for some counter damage with Burrow and Tunneling Claws, which is an interesting decision. It can do quite well. But we'll see if he can pull it off as Mondo gets caught out. A couple of roaches are going to be going down for free. 2 more roaches here do get caught out as well. Meanwhile, as the skirmish unfolds, Eba going to try and distract the army. There is detection with the main army. Oh, and these Tunneling Claw roaches. No! There's detection. Ah! They are going to get caught out, but oh, is Mondo paying attention? That's the question, because we have a massive counter to go. Mondo, he wasn't looking! 4th base is under threat. We have roaches here at the natural as well. At the same time, another roach counterattack. Players are losing drones all over the place. As the 4th base goes down for Mondo, we got roaches in the main as well. Mondo didn't even need a Tunneling Claws. He was able to just slip in anyway. And both players are down to worker counts in the 30s. 34, 35 even. Mondo a little bit faster to re-drone. And here we go. It's going for a big counterattack at the same time. Eba with the Tunneling Claws is looking to hit that 3rd base. Is going to force Mondo all in. But Mondo has the bigger army. Eba, does he have enough to defend? Go for it, Puppy. Go for it. There we go. He does on Burrow in that 3rd base. At the same time, Mondo is looking to lay siege upon the 3rd of Eba. Pushing up a ramp into a concave, into Ravagers though. Looks like Mondo won't be able to pull it off, and Eba is going to be able to unburrow, is going to be able to take down this mineral line and even take down the 3rd base. Oof. This is the danger of altitude. It takes so long to counterattack. Not just that, but it takes so long to turn back around and come back home. The rush distance is insane. It looks like Mondo is going to be catching out these roaches. At the same time, Eba's main army is headed towards the natural base. Mondo does catch wind of this. He is going to try and get out in position, but Eba, he gets here first. Mondo with a quick split, and Eba's not going to overextend. He will back off. I'm sure he's content with the damage that he's done. He's been killing the 4th, killing the 3rd. Peels off a couple of roaches just to distract Mondo. Both just staying on Roach Ravager. No transition in sight. And Mondo is still pretty committed. He does have a super maxed army. I don't know if you noticed, but Mondo, he's down to 16 workers. He doesn't really have an economy, and his last workers are just dying as we speak, and he's forced all in. He has to force his way through this army. It looks like he will be able to push back Eba for the time being, but he's on a timer. Again, Mondo is trading quite well. He's pushing up towards the natural, but at the same time, reinforcements are on the way. Oh, Mondo with the changelings! He traps the army of Eba! He cannot kite into the natural. Mondo takes an army supply lead at the same time across the map. He's still losing everything. Eba can afford to lose the hatchery, but oh, the eggs do get piled down. Eba trying to muster up whatever forces he can. Roaches, they're heading into the main base as well, just picking off whatever production or whatever economy is left here of Mondo. Oh, this is getting really chaotic. The Roach Warren falls, and with that, Mondo cannot make any more Roaches. Only Lings can be produced here from our Zerg player, from our South Korean Zerg player, as Eba picks off whatever drones are left. Mondo racing back home to try to defend what little he has remaining, but it looks like Mondo, he's down to one drone. That's the last worker left. Roaches, they come in from behind. They're going to be able to take down the natural. Oh, no. It looks like, yeah, there's just too much here from our pink Zerg player. He gets us around. He gets us some of the Roaches, the Ravagers as well. And Eva is going to be able to cause quite an upset here. He's going to be looking to take game one in this series. Mondo fighting valiantly here. But alas, it is not going to be enough. He's down to one Roach, down to 0 Roaches. GG gets called, and Eba will take game number 1. Oh, GG. GG, well played. Oh my god, an intense game there, really back and forth as well. There were moments for both players, to be fair. I was really concerned with when Ebo was being contained on a low base count, but the tunneling claw Roaches really paid off for Eba. I think what was really exciting was that even though Eba was like counterattacking with those tunneling claw Roaches, Mondo was as well. Mondo was, you know, in all the bases, just hammering down an equal amount of workers as well. Thank God. Oh, so yeah, they were both kind of neck and neck for a while there, but alas, towards the end, it did go in favor of Eba. The counterattacks were just a little bit too much, and again, because the map is so large, it takes so long to kind of return back home if we did want to defend. It's one of those things where if you're across the map, you have to commit. Or it's difficult not to commit, I should say. As with that, we're getting into game 2. My oh my. And game 2, we go from the largest map in the map pool to one of the smallest, as game 2 is going to be taking place on Dragon Scales. Here we go. Eba one game away from advancing on to the next round, where he has an opponent ready and waiting for him. Eba was messaging me earlier as the bracket was being revealed, and Eba was had some choice words to say about the next round. But here we go, spawning in the top left hand corner of Dragon Scales, we have the South Korean Zerg player representing Team Abydos. It is Mondo. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Dragon Scales, we have his opponent. We have the English Zerg player, the pink Zerg representing Platinum Heroes. It is Eba. Eba. Boy, let's go, Poppy. Let's go. Yeah, a pretty wild game 1, to be honest. Eba, that Link Flood really did pay off, really did give him a very nice lead. When it came to getting into the mid game as well, he had some strong kind of windows where he had this 2-1 timing attack, and even before that, his upgrades were on point. So yeah, some really solid play here out of Eba. Mondo had a hard time keeping up with what Eba was dishing out here. You know, Mondo, he thrives mainly in standard play, I want to say, you know, in more straight up ZvZs. We saw that last week when Mondo went up against Eric. Saw Mondo as well struggle a little bit against Eric's more unorthodox approach to ZvZ. So we'll see if Mondo can get something a little bit more standard here in game 2. Meanwhile, in the chat, massive shout out to Kronos. We have Frost as well, Emperor Fubo with like, Ewa was in the chat, Yaku, Soundo, Chaos Fate Nameless, and Undead Pants as well. Welcome to the stream. Hope you guys have been enjoying yourselves. And what a way to start off the tournament. Again, we have a lot of amazing players. Again, !B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourself. As, oh, it looks like the bracket link has not been updated, so I'll have to try and get on that as well. So we do get this underway, but yeah, we got a lot of players. We do have a lot of amazing players, and oh, we do have some results coming in as well. Of course, we've got Ranger, Oriana, Nikarak, Silky, Mindo VK, Hon, Mono, Takanashi, aka Moku. So a lot of players from all around the world, from Korea, from Southeast Asia, from Europe. No North Americans or Latin Americans, unfortunately. That's the reason that we're going to be lacking a little bit here today. But hopefully another week we get some NA Degen stay up. You know, every now and then you get like a Trigger or like a Vindicta as well staying up and ruining their sleep schedules. It's beautiful. As Mondo does open up with that hatch gas pool, does go for a third base on time, and does go for a bathing nest at a reasonable hour as well. So very straight up standard play coming out from Mondo. Eba, on the other hand, likewise a much more standard opener, and I think this is a really smart way to play out a series. Game 1, Eba cheesed the hell out of Mondo, was hyper aggressive. Here in Game 2, standard play, and now I want to see how these two shape up. You know, these two kind of young players, young up-and-comers in their own regions. Eba, an up-and-comer in Europe, Mondo, an up-and-comer in Korea. I think in a lot of ways they're quite similar. Definitely quite similar in a lot of ways. Of course, Eba is quite a bit younger, but not by too much, to be fair. As we do have that, oh, hidden Roach Warren thrown down for Mondo, so he's going to be going for a bit of a more aggressive Roach timing here in game number 2. Likewise, Eba back at home, just going to be setting up some defensive banelings, making sure that his third base is safe and sound against all these lings. Okay, so Mondo is taking the role of the aggressor. Eba is going to be the defender. Link's going to be threatening that third base. The banelings do roll on in. And it looks like both players do bounce off each other. Mondo going to try and trigger one of those banelings. Oh! That's the Queens that will be able to clean that up. Mondo going to try and focus on some of the drones, but the drones have been pulled back as well. And it looks like Eba will defend. But Mondo isn't done, because Mondo has been cutting some workers. Because of that fast Roach Warren, Roaches are on the way. So Mondo, he purposefully didn't commit with his Ling Bane. He didn't fight, he just was forcing a reaction, nothing too crazy, he keeps it all alive, and now he's going to be focusing on his main push, and Eba doesn't know. Oh, Eba has not seen yet. Looking at his vision, he's dancing with the Baneling, sure, but soon he's going to get Rude Awakening as he does spot those roaches. He sees. Up. Oh. Oh no. As Eba does have to race back home. The roaches are coming across the map. No, Overlord was quite in position there, but I do believe he does recognize that, of course, his opponent is coming across the map. Mondo has a massive supply lead. The Banelings here need to connect, and they will not. Good target firing out of Mondo, focusing down those Banelings. Without a Spine Crawler, without any roaches of our own, Eba, how can he defend? He's got one Baneling left. He's got no Banelings left. And that may just be it. Lings are flooding on in behind this. The Roaches take control of the third base. GG gets called, and Mondo takes a swift game number 2. Tying up the series 1-1. There we go, and with that, we have an ace match. We're going all the way to game number 3, as it should be, to be fair, as it should be here amongst these two amazing players. But what map are we going to get? Because Dragon Scales, I kind of mentioned it when we were getting into it, it is the second smallest map in the map pool. It does favor this aggression. It's very, very quick, very easily you have very little time to react and respond to a roach push coming across the map, just because Eba, he had no idea that there was a fast roach war, and he didn't see the roaches until they were already on their way across the map. So a late scout here for Eba, not too much time to react either. And now game 3 is going to be taking place on Babylon. Every time. Eva just messaged me. He's like, Papi, I try to play standard and I get aped. You're not wrong, Papi. You're not wrong. I mean, to be fair, you know, it's kind of, it feels like the repercussions of game 1 as well, you know, where Eva was hyper aggressive, and now in game 2, it's a Mondo's turn, and now we're getting into game 3. Now we're going the distance. Now the question is, are both players going to play standard in game 3, or are we going to see both players ape it up and just, you know, throw caution to the wind, be aggressive themselves? That's what I want to see. Let's go. Just let them know we're good to go. And yeah, game 3 is going to be on Babylon. A bit of a, again, not the largest map in the map pool. We have seen quite a lot of all-ins on this map as well. Quite some aggressive play indeed. And yeah, I'm concerned as a result. I don't think this is going to be a long game from either player. Now, I'm not saying we're going to get a 12 pool. I'm not saying we're going to get a 13-12. Like, I'm not saying that at all, but it's going to get intense. Next minute, 12 pool. I'm catching up in the chat. Han Mono, Craig, yeah, he's here, Papi. The man, the myth, the legend. El Hong Mono. It's beautiful. As we are going to be getting into game 3, the ace match, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner. Oh, he's doing it! Oh my god, spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Babylon, we have the South Korean Zerg player representing Team Abydos. It is Mondo. And spawning in the top left hand corner, going for the 12 pool and throwing down the GG spray. The cheeky boy himself. Oh boy, representing Platinum Heroes, it's the pink Zerg. It is Eva. Oh boy. Well then. We do have a 12 pool. Now, a 12 pool, this is not going to be the hyper committed version. This should be into a mass amount of lings, don't get me wrong, but we should be getting an expansion behind this. And the goal of this 12 pool is to do some economic damage, is to get ahead economically, force a reaction, and do some damage across the map. As behind this, oh, I've seen this before. Dark did this the other day. Dark did this against Solar. I think it was in the Kung Fu Cup. I want to say it was on the Kung Fu Cup, because I was recently editing the VODs. Okay, so this is not your typical 12 pool. Typically, when you 12 pool, because your gases are delayed, you just go into your natural base. You delay link speed and you get into like roach production. You get a full wall of fear on 2 bases, and you go gasless for a long time. Eva is playing with the meta. He's playing with the norms. He's going for a faster gas here, which means he's going to have a faster link speed timing, which means after the initial 12 pool aggression, after these lings get swatted away, and after they, you know, get what they need to do, after they get all the damage done, as we do see boys are being pulled, we are going to have a follow-up link speed timing, which is designed to catch Mondo off guard. As the boys have been pulled, Ling's going to be dancing with them as best they can. Right now, Mondo, he's just buying time for his queens and for his Lings. He has to be very careful not to lose too many drones. Here we go, we're getting a full surround. A couple of drones are actually going down, a couple too many, 5 drones in total. but Mondo still has a worker lead. But the reason why Mondo has a worker lead is because Eva is link flooding. This is so cheeky. So Mondo is obviously going to be focusing on droning, is going to be focusing on, getting a third or potentially a third base up and running. But for the time being, just going to be droning, just going to be recouping their losses, not focusing on their army production because there's no reason to, because typically the player that 12 pulled is going to be backing off and is going to be droning and staying on 2 bases. Eva is doing anything but. I love it. He's transferring workers over. He's making it look like he's droning. It's a fake, Papi. It's not real. It's not real, as we do see the scouting Ling is going to get denied. Mondo going to set a second Ling out. I'm sure he's going to be maybe even checking with his overlords, but even if he checks the natural base, again, there are drones here designed to fake Mondo out. Ling speed finishes up, and now Eva is racing across the map. Mondo, he's working on the wall. Evo chamber has been thrown down. He needs this wall up now. Oh no, the Lings are here. The Lings have arrived. They're on hold position as well. They're stopping the wall. No, the Roach Warren is not going to finish up. The wall is not a wall. The Lings bust on in, and Eva is going to just take this all away. The drones for the Queens as well. There's nothing left. It's over. GG gets the... And Eva takes the series 2-1. GG. Yeah, we saw this earlier this week in Dark vs. Solar. Is it a Lorimbo build? Oh, maybe. Lorimbo, he's a bad influence. He's a bad influence on Eva. But GG, well played. Eva does take the series 2-1 and advance on to the next round. My condolences to Mondo. Like, personally, it's a really sad series for me because I'm big fans of both Eva and Mondo. I love them both. Like, they're both my sons, Papi. They're my sons. And I want them both to do well. So it's a shame that they did have to face off here in the first round. I would have loved it if they had avoided each other and, you know, met up later on in the bracket and later on in the tournament. Alas, we do have to say goodbye to Mondo here again. Wish you the best, and hopefully we get to see Mondo later on down the line in some future tournaments. Until then, though, we do see Eva moving on to face his next opponent. GG, well played. As I just update the scores here, and yeah. Congratulations to Eva. I'm just catching up in the chat as well. I was about to say as well, like, killing 5 workers is already good enough. Like, if he had going for the standard, like, if he had been droning behind it in a normal fashion, like, he would have been in a good position as well. It wasn't quite necessary. Go for it. And until then, we're going to be heading over into our next series. As we do switch our scenes, we can have a look at the bracket ourselves. Oh, that is the incorrect bracket. Un momento, that was GPO Grand Platypus Open. As we switch our challenge link over, here we go. So we have a couple of results already coming in. The first round is almost done. We have Eva, of course, taking down Mondo here before our eyes. We have Ranger taking down Set 2-0, moving on to face Oriana in the next round, as Oriana took down Well 2-0 as well. See what I did there? So we have Ranger versus Oriana in a PvT. We've got Nicorect taking down Erebus 2-0, waiting for the winner of Silky and Rostock. I'm not familiar with Rostock, but best of luck to them. Silky, of course, the best Zerg player in China, so going to be a solid, potentially ZvT against Nicorect. We'll see. Mindo VK takes down Daviltos 2-0, and is waiting for the winner of Honmono and Moku, aka Takanashi. So either a Japanese or a Chinese player there. So yeah, some really solid matchups are before us. Of course, we are going to be following Eva into the next round, into his next opponent, which is going to be Cristiano.